This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Welcome to PSN Newsrun. Our top stories. China announces zero tariff policy to 53 African countries. Boat mishap in Sokoto as 40 persons still missing. And on sports, ESPORTS gaining grounds in Nigeria, while the Tigers trash Cameroon to quarterfinals. Stay with us as we bring you details of all these stories and more. China has announced a zero tariff policy for 53 African countries, including Nigeria, as both nations marked the 2025 China-Nigeria Culture and Tourism Festival in Abuja. PSN foreign correspondent Dan attended this event, and here are the details.
The Chinese Deputy Ambassador to Nigeria, Zhou Hunyun, announced that President Xi Jinping has approved zero tariff treatment on 100% of tariff lines for 53 African countries with diplomatic ties to China, including Nigeria. He made this known at the 2025 China-Nigeria Culture and Tourism Festival at the Chinese Culture Center in Abuja. The move stands in contrast to US President Donald Trump's 15% import tariff that affected several African countries, among them Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, and Uganda. Ambassador Hunyun said the policy built on the comprehensive strategic partnership elevated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Jinping during Tinubu's 2024 visit to China. He highlighted the deep civilizational root of both nations, China's million-long history, and Nigeria's rich heritage of more than 250 ethnic groups and hundreds of languages as a foundation for closer ties.
For Chinese tourists, Nigeria is one of the Africa top spots, and for Nigeria's tourists, China is one of the go-to destinations in Asia.
Minister of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy, Hannatu Musa Musawa, represented at the event by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Muta Yawal Muhammad, described the China-Nigerian Culture and Tourism Festival as a platform for cultural diplomacy, creative exchange, and mutual understanding between nations. According to her, the festive goes beyond entertainment but reflects the depth of ties between both countries.
As we look to the future, the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and the Creative Economy is keen to explore further avenues for collaboration with our Chinese counterparts. We envision more joint projects in areas such as cultural heritage preservation, creative industry development, and tourism promotion. We believe that by working together, we can unlock the full potential of our cultural and tourism sectors, creating a brighter future for both Nigeria and China.
On his part, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama Tuga, represented by the Ministry's Director of Reforms and Innovation, Ambassador Bolaji Alade Akinremi, reaffirms Nigeria's commitment to its friendship with China, describing the relationship as one of the country continue to value. He noted that Nigeria and China, as a regional giant and influential partner in global development, share a partnership that goes beyond diplomacy and trade.
As we celebrate, it is also important to recognize the need to remove harmful practices that do not align with modern values of human dignity, while promoting and preserving the positive aspect of our traditions. Equally, we must harness the power of technology to develop our culture, festival, and tourism sector.
The China-Nigeria Culture and Tourism Festival has become key platform for showcasing strength of relationship between two countries. Held annually, it reinforces a partnership that has grown from trade and diplomacy into education, technology, tourism, and human connection. It is a reminder that the bond between Nigeria and China is rooted not only in cooperation, but in a commitment to a mutual growth and understanding. Daniel Okejeme, reporting for PS News.
Nigeria's clean energy transition has received fresh momentum as the United Nations Development Programme and the Rural Electrification Agency launch a strategic partnership to drive innovation, skills, and sustainable power access. Joycelyn filed in this report.
Nigeria's push towards clean energy has received a major boost as the United Nations Development Programme and the Rural Electrification Agency signed a landmark partnership to accelerate the country's transition, drive innovation, and build a future-ready workforce. The agreement, launched in Abuja, focuses on 5 pillars: energizing, education, and innovation, expanding skills development, supporting state-level policy reforms, unlocking innovative financing, and advancing research and communication. Officials say these pillars will not only expand access to clean energy, but also strengthen youth empowerment, job creation, and sustainable investment. REA's Managing Director, Dr. Abba Abubakar Aliyu, described the partnership as a game changer, noting it will build on the federal government's renewable energy effort. He emphasized that the initiative aims to position Nigeria as a renewable energy hub, reduce governance costs, and create opportunities in local content, manufacturing, and research and development. UNDP Resident Representative Ms. Elsie Atuafa said the collaboration goes beyond providing power. It is about unlocking innovation and transforming natural resources into green solutions like lithium battery systems. She highlighted that innovation and research in universities must drive the creation of green jobs for Nigerians' youth. With programs like UNDP's Innovation Pods, REA's Next Gen initiative, and blended financing for clean energy projects, the partnership is expected to reshape Nigeria's energy future. For millions in underserved communities, this alliance brings hope of reliable, sustainable power and a greener, more prosperous future for the country. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
A boat carrying dozens of passengers has capsized in Sokoto State, leaving over 40 people missing as rescue efforts continue. Marianne brings details of this unfortunate report.
In Sokoto State, northwestern Nigeria, tragedy struck as a passenger boat carrying around 50 people capsized on its way to Goronyo Market. So far, only 10 survivors have been pulled from the water, while more than 40 others remain missing. According to the National Emergency Management Agency, the accident occurred Sunday morning along Goronyo River. The vessel was reportedly overloaded and may have struggled against strong currents. Officials say search and rescue teams have been deployed, but the chances of finding more survivors are fading with time. This is not an isolated incident. Boat mishaps have become increasingly common in Nigeria, especially during rainy season. Poor safety enforcement, overloading, and lack of life jackets have left thousands dead or missing in recent years. Communities dependent on waterway for transport remain most vulnerable. The Sokoto state government has expressed concerns, while rescue agencies continue to search for the missing. Families of the victim have gathered along the river bank, awaiting news of their loved ones. The tragedy has once again renewed calls for stricter regulations of water transport and investment in safer infrastructures to prevent further loss of lives. Marianne Awuya, PS News.
Nigeria's meteorological agency has warned of heavy rains and thunderstorms nationwide over the next 3 days, raising flood concerns in several states. Here's Ella with the weather forecast.
Nigeria's weather is taking a turn as NIMET forecasts a 3-day stretch of rain and thunderstorms starting today. The coast-to-coast forecast comes just as the rainy season intensifies, raising concerns of flooding and safety challenges. Starting Monday, expect light morning rains followed by cloudy intervals across much of the country. Tuesday brings mostly cloudy skies with some rain, while Wednesday sees periods of rain intensifying toward heavy downpours. NIMET also warns of moderate thunderstorms, especially in northern and central states like Jigawa, Kano, Kaduna, Adamawa, Taraba, Gombe, Bauchi, and Borno, raising flood alerts in areas like Kebbi, Gombe, Bauchi, Kogi, Plateau, Niger, and Benue. NIMET urges residents in flood-prone areas to activate emergency plans immediately. Motorists should avoid driving in heavy downpours, secure loose items, and stay indoors if possible. Farmers are advised to halt fertilizer and pesticide application under rainfall, and residents should take precautions like disconnecting electrical appliances and keeping away from tall trees during storms. This 3-day rain and storm warning serves as a key test of Nigeria's flood resilience infrastructure. With heavy rains expected ahead, the focus now shifts to disaster preparedness, timely alerts, and community safety. Keep tracking updates from NIMET as Nigeria braces for the wet days ahead. Ella Okechukwu, PS News.
Air Canada remains grounded as a showdown between the airline and its flight attendants escalates. Despite a government-imposed return-to-work order, the union continues its strike, prompting growing travel chaos across the country. Joycelyn is on the international desk.
Over 10,000 Air Canada flight attendants, represented by the Canadian Union of Public Employees, have refused to comply with a Canada Industrial Relations Board order to resume work. Instead, the union is demanding a fair negotiated settlement, not binding arbitration. This defiance has forced the airline to postpone its plans to restart flights. Air Canada had intended to resume operations Sunday evening, but now expects flights to restart Monday evening. Flight attendants are pushing for better wages and compensation for duties like boarding and ground task work, currently unpaid under the airline's policy, which pays only for time in motion. The union calls the return to work order unconstitutional. In Toronto, QP National President Mark Hancock said emphatically that members are not going back to work, rejecting the directive outright. The strike has stranded around 130 passengers daily amid the busy summer season. Many remain confused and inconvenienced, facing cancelled flights and delays. The federal government, through Jobs Minister Party Haju, invoked Section 107 of the Canada Labour Code to force arbitration, citing risk to the economy and U.S. tariffs. But union leaders argued this infringes on their right to strike. With the standoff persisting, Canada faces mounting pressure to act. Options include court enforcement of the return to work order or new back to work legislation, though both carry political risk. For now, the resolution remains uncertain. The airline and union remain locked in negotiations while travelers wait to see when Canada's largest carrier will take flight. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
The esports scene in Nigeria continues to grow as players showcase skill, resilience, and determination, making the tournament a thrilling contest of strategy and talent. Sam is here with details of this and more sports stories.
Esports, the world competitive video gaming, is steadily gaining ground in Nigeria, attracting young talent, investors, and global attention. The Game Fest 25 themed FIFA Knockout Tournament drew a massive crowd of gamers from across the city to the tough arena, we say, with a prize pool exceeding 200,000 naira. Adeleke Joel, the visionary organizer behind Game Fest 25, proudly highlighted the event's role in propelling the esports revolution in the capital city.
Well, in comparison, I think it's getting bigger, especially with the fact that people are now realizing that e-sport is not just for leisure. It's now a thing. It could be a career. We have career players on the internet and worldwide. So yeah, I would say it's growing and it's bigger now.
Champion of the game, Guru, taking an unassailable lead from the start and cruising to a convincing win, walked away with the grand prize of 200,000 naira. Reflecting on his triumph, he said the game can go either way and sometimes turn against you, but the tournament has been impressive with top gamers bringing their A game.
So far so good. How stopping the league feeling like? I can see you're whipping somebody 6-0.
Currently I'm in the rhythm, so it's just like that. Yeah, but sometimes, the game can go against you, but I'm feeling confident.
What started as a small community gaming competition has now evolved into structured tournaments, professional teams, and corporate sponsorship. Nigerian gamers are participating in global eSport league, while platforms such as gaming hubs, online streaming, and mobile esports are expanding access. With the rise of affordable internet, smartphones, and youth-driven demand, esports is no longer just entertainment, but a growing industry. This is Samuel Akban for PS News. The Tigers of Nigeria through to the quarterfinals of the 2025 AfroBasket Championship after a thrilling 99-90 win over Cameroon. The victory marks Nigeria's third straight triumph in the tournament, leaving them unbeaten at the summit of Group B. It was a close first quarter, ending 28-27 in Nigerians' favor, but the Tigers turned on the heat in the second quarter, storming to a 58-41 halftime lead. By the third quarter, they stretched the gap to as much as 31 points, effectively sealing the contents. Josh Okoje led Nigerians charge with 16 points, 7 assists and 2 steals, while Okoye and Caleb Agada added 14 and 13 points respectively. Nigeria's sharp shooting from deep was the difference, sinking 15 3-pointers, the highest by any team in the competition so far. Cameroon fought back in the final quarter, cutting the deficit after trailing by as many as 34 points, but Nigerians' composure and defensive strength carried them over the line. Fabian Ateba led Cameroon with 19 points alongside Missy 18, while Jeremy Hill managed 16 before exiting with a knee injury. With the win, Nigeria advances to the quarterfinals as they continue their chase for a fourth AfroBasket crown. Cameroon will now head into the playoffs, hoping to fight their way back into the last 8. This is Samuel Akban for PS News.
And that's it on PSN Newsrun. I am Oluwatosin Deba.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.